Happy Sunday, besties. Welcome back to my channel. Today I was walking through the city center. I was not really gonna film today, but you know that orange cat meme when the brain cell downloads? That was literally me, because I've seen all of these elevated basics videos going around and I thought, what are my elevated basics? But then I also thought, what are the things I cannot live without, right? Because that's essentially for me an elevated basic. Like the things in my wardrobe that I use time and time again that I cannot live without. But I thought, let's make it a luxury edition. So these are essentially the ridiculously priced items in my wardrobe that I cannot live without. And if I had to like reset my entire closet, these would be the things I would buy first. So shoes, right? There are a lot of different shoes, but we are talking about 3 pairs of shoes today. I felt like I needed a classic everyday boot, which I mean in summer could be swapped out for like a loafer, but basically a classic leather shoe. For me personally, it's a boot. Then we need a classic sneaker and we need a pair of heels. So in my wardrobe, if you are a Siedler family member or a subscriber, then this is no surprise. My luxurious everyday boots are my Stuart Weitzman 50/50 boots. Like, who is surprised? Nobody. That's who. Essentially, my Stuart Weitzman 50/50 boots, these are the all leather version. These boots I've had, is it 4 or 5 years now? Obviously they do need a little bit of TLC, I think. I mean, when this kind of boot season is over, then I will hand them into the cobbler and he can work his magic on them, because that is exactly what happens when you have a great quality shoe, right? You wear them year on year, you take them to the cobbler, you let the cobbler do their job and fix the shoe up for you, and then you have basically a new, or like new, right, shoe for the upcoming season. Get yourself a high quality boot. It doesn't have to be the Stuart Weitzman ones, but Stuart Weitzman boots are just my absolute faves. Also, I'm a little bit weird with this, but I prefer a boot without a zipper, because I just think a boot without a zipper is chicer than a boot with a zipper. But I mean, the zipper thing, that's just my personal preference, right? I think if you do not mind the zipper, you will have an easier time looking for a boot, let's be honest. But the Stuart Weitzman 50/50 boot, such a great quality boot, so classy, so classic, so timeless, so chic, so elevated, such a staple, a basic, if you will, in my wardrobe. Clearly, when we're talking about shoe staples in my wardrobe, we have to talk about a casual looking sneaker. These are kind of like, I guess, a Nike Dunk type looking sneaker, or whatever, if you will. These are my Saint Laurent SL04 sneakers, I guess. I mean, these are literally old, they are crusty, they are dusty. We hold them far away from the screen so that you don't see them that close up, right? A classic looking, preferably for me, right, a white sneaker, I think you cannot go wrong with. It goes so well with literally every single casual outfit I want to wear ever. I'm obsessed with a little red and blue stripe as well, because I think that just adds a little pop of something, right? You don't have to get a Saint Laurent sneaker. I just personally, like, I've bought a bunch of sneakers after these, but these are just the sneakers I want to wear, and I'm obsessed with these. I could not live without my Saint Laurent white sneakers. But what if we're invited to an event? What if we have an occasion that calls for dressing up? Then we need a heel, clearly. If you're not a heel person, then a good looking kind of dressy flat is also a great option. Like, okay, I was thinking about this, right? Because there are so many cute heels. There are so many cute event shoes, but literally, I was thinking, if I am buying one pair of heels in the kind of luxurious category, it has to be the Manolo Blahnik Hangisi. And I thought about it, right? Because I have a pair of off-white ones, I have a pair of black ones, and I have a pair of green ones. That a black Hangisi you can never go wrong with. Is this not the chicest shoe of life? I personally think so. When you buy your one pair of heels, do put a rubber sole on them so that they will stand the test of time. That is a key tip. Without the rubber sole, you will wear down the leather sole very quickly, and that is no bueno, because then essentially you've worn out your shoe and then you have to buy new ones. But we're talking about buying one classic, timeless pair of heels that you can wear for every single occasion. Now, If I was to buy a heel for every single occasion, I probably would not pick a 10.5 centimeter height because that is a pretty high heel, right? If I was buying a heel for like every occasion, I would probably buy like a 7 centimeter heel or something like this. Okay, jackets. Jackets is one of those things. I mean, this will totally depend on your personal style. I think a jacket, there are so many high quality, pretty jackets out there. I was kind of debating, right, this one, because I do adore my Max Mara coats for winter, but I thought if we're talking about one jacket that will carry me through every single type of event, that will pair with my sneakers, that will pair with my Stuart Weitzman 50/50 boots, that will pair with the Manolo Blahnik King Yeezys, which one will it be for colder weather seasons? I mean, it has to be a black coat for me personally, and for me, it is the Burberry wool trench coat. This is 100% wool. This is a trench coat style, right? But I mean, it's not a trench coat material, which is why it's made of wool. Why am I making this so difficult? I think you can find like a wool trench coat style from a lot of different brands. It does not have to be Burberry, but for me personally, like if I was starting over my wardrobe, if I had a closet reset, I would repurchase this. Like this is my favorite coat ever. Let me let you in on a little secret. A few years ago, I got kind of sick of this coat, right? Because I've had it since 2017. That's a long time. I low-key thought about selling it, or like, not really selling it, but my mom is a super fan of this coat essentially. So she was like, well, Amanda, you don't really wear it. And I was like, do you want to buy it? So I think she borrowed this from me for like half a year or something, and when the next winter season came around, I was like, hey mom, I think I need it back. So she had it for one winter season, and then I took it back. So mom, thanks for archiving this for me for winter season, and now we're going strong on our whatever year since 2017, right? So I'm obsessed with this. And for reference, I have a size Italian 38, UK 6, US 4. And clearly, I mean, if we're speaking about a one-stop shop coat, if we're talking about warmer seasons, there is no option. We need to talk about the Burberry trench coat. This is my Sandringham Burberry trench coat in the honey color, right? This is just classy, classic, timeless, and chic. There's no other way to describe it. I always have the little belt tied in a knot on the back because I think that kind of gives it some nice shape, right? It kind of tapers in at the waist. I mean, if you want to button it up and kind of like tie the belt and stuff, feel free, but I think the chicest way to wear these, unless it's super cold and you have to kind of button it, right? For necessity, for warmth, but I think the chicest way to wear it is just wear it open. It kind of falls closed anyway, right? Because it's a structured kind of jacket. What size is this? UK 8, US 6, Italian 40, Germany 36. So this one is a size bigger than my wool one. I mean, obviously, if you have the option, if you're looking into buying these, go into the Burberry store and try them on. Like, even if you don't have one in your town, go to, like, if you're in an airport or something, go into Burberry and try on the sizing, right? Because the sizing of these can be a little bit difficult. I mean, especially with the sleeves and stuff. I basically got this one in my normal size, right? I'm usually a 36 in clothing, but you've seen this one on my channel multiple times, so this probably comes as no surprise to anyone. Okay, so bags. Bags, I adore bags. Like, literally, I am a handbag fiend. Picking one bag is literally impossible for me. Not to be dramatic or anything, but I think handbags can just elevate an outfit immensely. Like, I adore a handbag. But if we're thinking about a closet reset, we're picking one bag. I was thinking, I mean, we need to splurge on 3, because what do we actually need? I personally need like an elevated everyday handbag. I need a travel duffel, and I need a rolly suitcase, because I'm thinking this, right? If we're talking about bags, I mean, if I'm starting over, I cannot just have handbags. I need kind of the standing the test of time workhorse travel bags as well, because I travel a lot, right? I mean, in the world of luggage, there is only one luggage that I want to travel with, honestly. This goes way back. My grandpa, he traveled with the same type of luggage when he was in his like working career years. years, right? I mean, we already know. It is my Rimowa Classic Cabin luggage. Can I show this to you? Like this one. Look at her. Obviously, there are a lot of luggage out there, right? I mean, when thinking about the luxury space of luggage, right, you have the Goyard luggage, you have the Louis Vuitton luggage, you have the Saint Laurent luggage, you have the whatever, all the brands have luggage. There's a fluff floating in the air. In terms of classic luggage brands, I think there's only one luggage brand that I personally think stands the test of time the best. Because if you think about the other kind of luxury brands with luggage, they're made of canvas. Like this one, like canvas has nothing on aluminum. Literally, aluminum is, for me personally, the way to go. Obviously, Rimowa makes polycarbonate versions of the luggage as well, but I think if you want a piece of luggage that will stand the test of time, that will never go out of style, that will look elevated, like as you walk through the airport, I think an aluminum Rimowa case is something you cannot go wrong with. And that is not something that feels trendy ever. It's literally one of those pieces that if I see a 12-year-old walking through the airport, or if I see like an 80-year-old walking through the airport with a Rimowa luggage, I'm like, damn, that luggage is classic, timeless, and chic. Personally, I adore the Rimowa Classic Cabin luggage, right? That look a little bit vintage, right? With the kind of leather handles, with the kind of old school looking corners and stuff like this. I think this one is the most classic looking, right? As the name would suggest. But that is one of the bags. I need a classic travel bag. Also, when I'm traveling, I need a duffel bag. This Dior duffel, like literally, can we just take a moment? Is this not the chicest vintage piece of duffel you have ever seen? Like this has the leather corners, it has the classic Dior oblique pattern, right? Is this the oblique pattern? I think this is the oblique pattern. My brain is not braining. It has the gold kind of details on the side. It has a smooth zipper. Clearly, that's brilliant. But just a duffel, right? I think everyone needs a duffel in their bag collection. As most YouTube girlies would tell you, right? A 45 centimeter across, right? 45 centimeters this way luggage is the kind of biggest size of luggage that you can use with most airlines as a personal item. This one is 45 centimeters across. Obviously, you have the Louis Vuitton Keepall 45. That's also 45 centimeters across. I think this one is something a little bit different. My mom also has a Dior duffel that is also looking very chic, and she honestly influenced me to also buy a Dior duffel bag. So this one, you just carry it in the crook of your arm and you look so chic. Like every time I've traveled with this, I've had people ask me like, oh my gosh, or not really ask me, they've just stated that it's such a chic duffel bag. If I want an elevated basics handbag that I can keep forever, that I can just fling across my little shoulder and go happily through the city center, or like just generally live my life, it has to be the Hermes Evelyn. I think, I mean, I was wearing this today when I was walking through the city center and had the little brain cell download, right? This bag is just the bag I gravitate towards, like for every occasion. Like I think it pairs with any of my outfits, maybe not for evening occasions. That's one of those things where I was struggling, right? Because we're limited to 10 items. I'm like, I don't really have an evening bag here. So that's a limitation. But essentially, as a daytime bag, this one is like my favorite, honestly. You already know, this is not a surprise. I have 20 designer bags, right? I adore handbags, but this one is the one that I was like, this has to be my one bag, honestly. But I also thought, what if my people, what if the Siedler family, what if they're not crossbody bag people? What should they get then? And I was thinking, right, obviously you could do a Chanel Jumbo, but for me, that's not an everyday kind of bag either. This is my everyday bag of choice. But I thought, right, if I'm buying one bag that I'm gonna have like as my elevated bag, my elevated staples, my closet essentials. If I'm buying one bag, then honestly, we have to buy the Porsche 911 of bags, right? We have to buy the best one if we're not crossbody bag people, because honestly, I think this one, like low-key, is easier to wear. This one is a better time in terms of kind of like just flinging it across your shoulders and being hands-free and looking fabulous while doing it. This is just an easy user experience. This is easy, enjoyable, and effective, literally. If I was gravitating towards top handle bags, and if I was picking one bag, then obviously we have to pick the Birkin. This is my Birkin 30 in Togo leather. She's 20 years old. Have you seen a chicer 20-year-old ever? I don't think so. She is a key staple in anyone's wardrobe, literally in everyone's wardrobe. Everyone should have the pleasure of owning a Birkin, I think, once in their life. I think this is a classy, classic, timeless bag. If I was buying one handbag, having it for my entire life, my entire being, I'm just freezing up a little bit. I'm just like, the math is not mathing. Like, could I ever live with just one bag? In this scenario, we could, because it's a Birkin, and a Birkin is not a bag, it's a Birkin. Right. This is, I mean, obviously, if you're not a crossbody bag girly and you are buying one bag, you have a closet reset and you're buying one handbag, the bag of bags is obviously the Birkin bag, right? So I just thought I would mention it just to do my due diligence, you know? And the one clothing item, I think, okay, so let's take a step back. One clothing item. I only had room for one clothing item. I think there are so many good quality clothing items that you can find on the like high street or like whatever you want to call it, right? One clothing item that I think is worth splurging on. You probably think I will say a turtleneck, because a turtleneck is essentially what I wear every single day. But honestly, if we're talking about the luxurious elevated basics, I think you can find such high quality turtlenecks for a very low price. So this is not a ridiculously priced item that I cannot live without. I cannot live without a turtleneck, but they don't have to be ridiculously priced, right? We have the Uniqlo ones that I have in basically all the colors that I could think about having, right? Same with like the cable knit jumpers. You can find cable knit jumpers affordably. Like this one is from Ralph Lauren. I bought it pre-loved for like 20 years or something. So you don't have to splurge on a cable knit jumper either. You don't have to splurge on jeans. You don't have to splurge on, like, obviously you can, but I think something that shows very, very quickly if it's high quality or not in terms of standing the test of time is a blazer. Okay, so I mean, essentially, I think if you do not splurge on a blazer, like if you go to H&M, if you go to Zara, if you go to even like Massimo Dutti, I think those blazers, initially they look chic, but pretty quickly you will start seeing them lose shape. You will start seeing that the fabric quality is not what it's supposed to be, right? If you want a blazer that stands the test of time. That was difficult to say. So recently, right, I bought a Brunello Cucinelli blazer. This one is such high quality, but if we talk about high quality blazers, you don't have to buy something from Brunello Cucinelli. You can buy a Max Mara blazer. The Couples, they have fabulous blazers. You have something like a Chanel blazer. Those also carry a very hefty price tag, but they're brilliant. I think Celine blazers are so chic. I think like a Hugo Boss blazer, even if you buy it in kind of a high quality fabric, right, a natural fiber, they will stand the test of time. Brooks Brothers is another brand with great quality blazers. I adore my Brooks Brothers blazers. But if we talk about the Ferrari, the Rolls-Royce, the Porsche 911 of blazers, we had to talk about the Brunello Cucinelli one because I am simply obsessed. It is in wool, cashmere, and silk. The mix, right, of the fabric. I think it's brilliant. It's so chic. Like it does not have any shoulder pads or anything, but the shoulders just fit brilliantly. It has structure. Like the way they have sewn this blazer is just fabulous. Like it gives structure and shape without being uncomfortable in any way, shape, or form. Like, this is the most comfortable blazer I own, literally. I will continue to hunt the pre-loved market for Brunello Cucinelli blazers because honestly, you can find these on such good deals. Like a Brunello Cucinelli blazer, this is like 4,000 euros if you buy it new from the store. Do not buy a blazer for 4,000 euros, please, even if we're talking about ridiculously priced items. Go on the pre-loved market. Clothing on the pre-loved market does not hold value. Right. Handbags, if you talk about Hermes, that's a different story. But clothing, I mean, all of the like coats that I showed you did not buy full price. Shoes that I showed you did not buy full price. You don't have to pay full price. I found this for 200 euros instead of 4,000, right? If you do a vestiaire collective or whatever is your favorite pre-loved website, scroll. You ask for the measurements from the seller, you look at the fabric composition, you take your own measurements to make sure stuff fits, measure against one of your favorite blazers that fits you perfectly, and you hunt until you find something that you think will fit brilliantly in great fabric from a great brand if you're into brands. But a Brunello Cucinelli blazer, if we're talking about a closet reset, I don't think I could live without this now that I own it. So there's that. Now, that was my 9th item. We only have room for one SLG, but there's honestly only one SLG I need, and I think there's only one SLG that is worth splurging on. If you're a Siedler family member, then you already know. This is my Louis Vuitton little leather key and card holder. Now, it's only a key holder, right? Because it's only one of those 6-ring, right? Yeah, 6-ring key holders. You have a little debossed Louis Vuitton little logo right there. And the leather is just fabulous. I've had this since 2019, I want to say. And I bought it pre-loved then, right? But the thing is with this, right? This is both my key holder and my wallet. I'm not one of those people that carry around a bunch of like membership cards and stuff. No, I cannot be bothered. Because this one, right, it has a little slot back here where you can just slot in a few cards. Is that not the neatest thing ever? You know, when boomers say neat, this is neat. And you just close this up and you have both your keys and your cards, and this is literally something I carry with me every time I leave the house. And it's just a luxurious little thing to have. I adore the color as well. I think the color, emerald, kind of forest, kind of green, is just everything. All of my friends are just like, what is that? Like, where can I find this? I'm like, it's Louis Vuitton. They're like, why does everything have to be a designer brand, Amanda? But this, honestly, like, even for people who are not into designer things, I think something like this is just, like, if you want to gift someone a bougie gift, give something like this. This is something that people cannot go wrong with. Just a luxurious experience every time you leave your house, just carrying your little key and card holder. It fits in every single one of my handbags because it's literally teeny tiny. It keeps your bags from being scratched on the inside because the keys are literally hidden in this thing. So it's even a good investment, right, in terms of saving your bags. Girl math is girl mathing right here. And like I said, I've had this since 2019. Now 2024, I've had this for 5 years. I use it on a daily basis. It's cost per wear. It's paying me at this point. This is the best thing. If you buy one thing from this video, like if you don't have a closet reset, right, but you're just here to like see what things I think are worth it, this is worth it. Could not recommend this enough. This is amazing. I'm obsessed, clearly, even 5 years later. So a Louis Vuitton key and card holder. I personally think the leather ones are the cutest. So do with that what you will, but I mean, this is just everything to me. This is my world, okay? And then I thought I'd just throw in like a bonus little item because this is not a closet thing, but like when I take notes and stuff, I adore stationery. Like I'm one of those girls, I adore wardrobe items and then stationery. Like I'm not really a mugs person. Like I don't collect mugs. I just have mugs. They just appear because everyone adores mugs, but I've never in my life bought a mug. But I adore stationery. I have 2 very luxurious pens. I have one little midnight blue and platinum, I think it is, Mont Blanc pen. When I write my little YouTube videos, like when I script things in my Deep Thoughts notebook, I script it with this midnight blue pen because I think this is just everything. Do you see this combination? Ugh. So pretty. I adore. Since buying Montblanc pens, I have not gone back. Like for worky stuff, when I need to take small notes, I have a little Montblanc little leather notebook, and I have a little black Montblanc pen. Like, do I not look like the most professional girly of life when I show up with my 2 Montblanc little, like the notebook and the pen? Ugh. Obsessed, literally. If you're like a journaling girly, like get yourself a little Montblanc set and you'll feel so elevated, so luxurious, so classic, so classy, so timeless, so chic when you journal in your little Montblanc thingies. Honestly, luxury addicts will get it. If you had a closet reset, what would you go out and buy first? These are my 10 things. Obviously, luxury is not a necessity. Luxury is luxury. Luxury is fun. Luxury is just the fluff on top of whatever is happening in your life, right? These are not necessities. I just had to point that out. Thank you so much for spending this time and space with me. If you have not had enough of me just yet, then I will link a little video after this one that I think you would enjoy. Thank you so much for watching, and until my next video, stay safe, take care, and I will see you soon. Bye.